Alright, so what I've got going on here is some of you have been watching my channel, not very many compared to what watches Doug Jackson over at SV Seeker on his channel, and I decided willy-nilly, I guess last weekend was the weekend I was going to go down there and visit Doug and help him out on some welding on his sailing vessel, the Seeker. And just to keep that straight, it is Seeker, not the Seeker. But anyways, the topic of this episode, again, I've already done something on some distortion control and talked about backstep welding and skip welding and techniques that it will help with distortion. But along with many of my other videos, they've just been whiteboarding, talking, and it's like, yeah, can this guy even weld, right? Well, here I am, I'm giving it a go, and funny thing is, I mean, years ago, my dad and I were out on a chairlift going downhill skiing, and he looked at one of these big, I don't know, the towers or whatever that hold up the cables, and he's like, how confident are you in your welding? If you had to weld one of those, would you still ride the chairlift? It's like, yeah, I think I would, Dad. So anyways, that's kind of a parlay into here. Welding the hull together and parts of the bulkheads for Doug here. But anyways, back on topic. One thing, the reason why we're using this distortion control methods here is the steel that I'm laying on here is actually the outside of the hull for the ship. So when we went outside of the vessel here, we kind of looked down the hull and see if there's any, like a wave, or if it pulled any of the metal in it, and it didn't. So I'm guessing the technique worked. So everybody's going to be like, well, what were your weld settings? And it's like, alright, so weld settings, roughly around 22 volts, and the wire feed speed was around 340 inches per minute, which kind of probably comes out around to anywhere around 240, 250 amps. The suitcase welder that we were using, I believe, was a Miller 12VS, and it had a Bernard gun on it. I don't know the model or the make. Had a 5/8 nozzle, and we were using 035 wire. So then the welder was a Lincoln Invertec Pro, or 300 Pro, and so that's what the power source was for the suitcase welder. So I do have another actual topic that I've talked about for this type of welding, and I will provide a link to that so that I don't have to necessarily repeat myself. I just want to show this is it in practice, and this material is 1/4 inch thick, and let's see, just it really does help out on distortion control. So you can see clearly I started in the high point up on the left side, went to the middle, went to the bottom, went up high right, middle, and then bottom, and just kept going like that, and that's like skipping. And then the backstep part comes in where you start your weld before the previous weld, and your stop is on your previous start. And again, I'll provide a link and to that video that maybe better explains it to you and what the heat is doing in the metal. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and by the way, go check out Doug's channel, svseeker.com, and I had a great time while I was there. He is always looking for free labor, so look him up and go out there and help him out and learn something. Thanks for watching, and if you have any comments about other topics I can talk about, please leave them in the comment section.